Before we go into stock of the week, let's go. Let's say hi to Dr. Njoroge at the CBK. So interesting things came out. A new IFB, infrastructure bond.
Yeah.
There was another one that was last year, at around August, September. The government sought to get around 75 billion. They ended up getting 90 billion. And of course, that pointed to us that, the market is awash with liquidity. I still believe it is awash with liquidity.
Yeah.
So an interesting thing about infrastructure bonds is that they're normally tax-free, and that's normally a good incentive to invest in.
I was talking to a friend of mine today in the morning. I was telling him these are like the best places to invest as we speak, because they're very safe. Unlike stock,
your results are relatively guaranteed.
Relatively, because we've had a few defaults by some sovereign governments. I don't know, 5.
Yeah, there are some
globally,
companies which have done it.
No, globally, countries. Yeah, so they're very safe. Good returns, no tax.
Tax-free. So this IFB that is being issued by the government, it's a 19-year. So it's going up to around the year 1942. But halfway,
42.
Yeah.
Okay.
Halfway there is a redemption. You can get a 50% redemption.
Yeah.
So we're of course looking into this. It's an interesting opportunity. If you look at it also on the flip side, in terms of public finance, you get you raise a couple of questions there. But just for our listeners and viewers to know, this is an investment opportunity. I think it closes on the 21st or 22nd of February 2021. So this is a good time to do that. Bonnie, what are your thoughts on this IFB?
In terms of an investment opportunity?
In terms of an investment, and also from the public finance angle.
Kwanza public finance.
It's a good opportunity for anyone looking to, the thing with fixed income is you're getting periodic cash flows.
Yeah.
So anyone looking for periodic cash flows, then this is definitely the instrument. Yeah. Tax-free, government-backed, so definitely a good investment opportunity. I think the minimum is 100,000.
100 G's.
The minimum is 100,000. Yeah.
I was actually, there's a time we were talking about
just $1,000,
and I was advocating for or insinuating to the possibility of them structuring it in a manner that even with 3,000 bob I can invest with that, like just aggregating this product.
I think they tried that with the
in 2017.
Yes,
the mobile bond.
Yes,
I think the
and it did very well. Yeah,
did very well.
I think it was 3K or 1,000 bob.
I think it was 3,000.
It was 3K.
I actually invested there.
It did very well. It was oversubscribed.
No.
Wow.
So
which is why
it was for a year. I think it was for a year.
It was a test run.
It was for a year.
If you can remember, what was the interest rate?
10%.
10%.
Yeah, it was 10%.
So 10% tax-free.
Tax-free. Yeah. It was
So
a good
imagine
investment.
Decent return.
For the 3%, they're currently giving 13.9. Is it what they're giving for the current?
The current one is market determined.
Yeah, it's market determined. But if we are to go with the IFB that was last year at around September, they picked around 12.7. Yeah, around 12%.
You see that differential, 2.7. I think that's something they can go with. Yeah, they aggregate this thing, that they give 10%. So they access capital at a cheaper rate. And the investors, we have more investors, like retail investors, because currently they're doing what? 100,000 minimum, but the thing is still being oversubscribed.
Yeah.
So they would never lack cash if they are to aggregate it, to disintegrate it and make it possible for people to invest in small amounts. They can still put a cap, like they did with Emakiba.
Yeah.
Emakiba, right?
Yes.
3K. People will still buy it, and everyone wins. With my 3K, I get my 10%. The government doesn't get to pay 12.7, they get to pay 10%.
But do you know what, Easter? I don't think the government has an incentive to do that, because if you are getting oversubscription at 100 Gs, I mean, there's no reason to lower the amount. But there's an interesting update in that ecosystem. So there's a company known as Sycamore Investment. So Sycamore, they've done is that they have a product, an app called Cashlet. So the Cashlet was recently accepted into the sandbox of CMA. So what Cashlet wants to do is that they want to do aggregation. Okay, let me call it aggregation for lack of a better word. In that, various people, okay, who don't have the power to raise 100 Gs, can come up. Okay, when they've come together with their 1K, 500 bob, what, they can be able to buy corporate paper, they can be able to buy government paper, and all that. So it's an interesting thing. We, of course, more updates will be coming up. They've just been accepted into the CMA sandbox. We'll be looking to see them out here. Yeah,
they're looking to test for 6 months.
They're looking to test for 6 months. That of course will be a game changer here. I think they'll be also doing the same thing with equities, and also I think just the unit trusts. Yeah, so that's interesting to see.
So maybe worth mentioning something with this IFB.
Yeah.
So where does this leave KMRC, who are in the market and are looking also to raise a bond? Because
it's almost conflicting, and
it's
government
conflicting, and I'm pretty sure like investors will really dig into this IFB, especially the institutional. And
But are they competing,
even at a
are they
personal
competing
basis?
for the same money?
No.
Are they competing for the
Okay,
same money?
they're competing from the same money from investors. I mean,
Because, as you said, Keegan,
from
the market is
pool.
awash with liquidity.
Yeah.
But
So
where does this leave
But in terms of preference, Easter,
Yeah.
KMRC?
I'm putting my money on IFB. IFB kwanza, it's tax free.
tax free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because KMRC is currently in the market,
Yeah.
looking to raise, I think from the first tranche, some amount up.
Yeah.
And right now we have an IFB,
Yeah.
tax free.
Of course, this will be a priority, but then,
A competing interest.
as Easter has just said, the market is awash with liquidity. So both might
these
be
guys
under.
who did not manage to invest in the IFB,
Can
they
go
might
there.
be left with no other option.
And you know what?
Invest here.
Actually, you might find, and of course, we'll come back here and discuss this.
Yeah.
Both of them might be oversubscribed.
Because guys have chums out here, man.
But it's the first time KMRC is going to the market.
Yeah, so there's a huge debate about that.
You really can't compare this with
If EABL comes back,
EABL
Yeah.
was in the market sometime in
Yeah.
October and was looking to raise 11B.
Yeah.
And they got, I think, over 300%
Oversubscription, yeah.
subscription.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned about
So it will be
the
interesting.
government.
It will be interesting to see what pans out with KMRC,
Yeah.
as well as with this infrastructure
IFB.
bond.
Hasn't it been already oversubscribed? It's just been issued.
the IFB.
They've just announced it.
They've just announced.
They've just announced it. The IFB closes in 21st, if not 22nd of February.
February,
Yeah, that's when
Now,
it closes.
let me take you back again when you talked about the government not having an incentive.
Yeah.
About incentive to do what? To
lower the amounts or something like that.
Yeah, to lower the threshold.
Yeah.
Because they're getting what they want with the 100K.
Absolutely.
Now, that's an opportunity right there for even, I don't know if that's what...
Sycamore, the Cashlet app.
is doing.
Yes.
Because if now the government wants at 12.7%,
Yeah.
and this guy here is okay with 10% return,
Yeah.
I can take your money, give you 10%.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Good.
Yeah.
Great,
so
great, great.
they've already identified
And they
that.
might even get into the other corporate papers. It's not corporate papers, but
They're also looking at corporate paper. Easter, don't feel shy about chasing these guys in the market. Start a product. You can rival them. I mean, there's never been a problem.
Now that's what you call the abundance mentality.
Yeah. Before we move to stock of the week, I just want us to highlight one thing for our listeners and viewers.
Yeah.
The fact that this is another infrastructure bond. As the name goes, infrastructure bond. This money is supposed to go to the development of a certain infrastructure.
Yep.
My concern has always been that outline this infrastructure firsthand, because there's always a budget for everything. Last time the government was looking for 75B.
Yeah.
They collected 90B. Okay,
That was the
the
September.
September, yeah, in August, September last year. Now the thing is, Bonnie, look at it this way: if the infrastructure bond was to build a certain road, see, you do estimations, you do the budgeting and everything, and you come up with an approximate budget. It will cost probably 75. That's 75 that you're going to ask. Then why are you taking this money
Extra
that is on
15.
top? Why are you taking it? It shows you that there is no clear plan. Okay, there's no outlined plan here.
Yeah.
Because actually, if you look at the Public Finance Act of 2012, it requires that you state up front where particularly where this money that you're raising through the
proceeds
bond
of the funds.
is going to.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we just know that there's an IFB. But then in real sense, we don't know which project is going to. And I hold this opinion that this money is, we are borrowing Peter to pay Paul. There is no infrastructure project coming.
So in short, you're saying
The government is
there's-
looking to raise 75B.
For this
that was
one,
previous.
no, that was the
For
previous.
this one?
For this one, I'm not 100% sure. Probably you can check for us, Easter,
Yeah, 'cause,
what the government is looking to raise.
I'm seeing last year at a time around like right now,
Yeah.
January 2021.
Yeah, there was another one.
There was a 50B.
Yeah, there was
infrastructure
a
bond.
50B. Yeah,
The
in
government
February.
ended up accepting 81B,
Exactly. You see again.
with investors bidding close to 125 billion.
Yeah, oversubscribed.
So an extra 30 billion.
An extra 30
So you're saying
billion
that
on
is
top.
unconstitutional.
Yeah, I mean,
so they can be, the government can be sued for that.
they can't be sued. In fact, you should go to court. But don't say I told you to go to court.
No, I'll quote your name.